You got people getting 22% and higher. And higher. And here we are, we're doing more work than UPS and FedEx, and we're still making less than them. So that's my thing.
I got you, brother. Look, let me just comment quickly on the UPS thing. What we project our pay to be in November 26th, which would be the end of this agreement, our top pay, it would be about 87% of what UPS's top pay is at that point, 87.1%. Historically, when it comes to just wages, not benefits, our benefits are more valuable than theirs, which is a little bit complicated. Their health insurance, the company pays 100% of it. Our leave and retirement and all that's worth more, but just wages here. When the gap has been the smallest, in other words, our pay has been the closest to their pay, it's been about 87 or 88% of their pay. So in terms of that comparability piece, it will be close to what it has been on the high end historically, which when you think of interest arbitration, if that was not the case, the Postal Service was not willing to give us the extra $1,000 on what leads to that top end pay, that could be a pretty compelling case for us to put on. But it is. It's going to be close to what it's historically been. And let me just comment on the COLA. And I completely understand, if the question asked is does COLA cover inflation? The answer is no. It covers about 55% of inflation. But it's also important for us to remember, us and other postal unions are basically on an island now when it comes to our cost of living formula. We have gotten over the last 10 years about $12,000 at Top Step in increases more than UPS has gotten out of their COLA clause. It is something that historically for us, if you look at all our pay raises going back to 1970, the modern era of bargaining, about 55% of our raises have come from COLA and not from general increases. And while we 100% stand in solidarity with, we celebrate the victories that our brothers and sisters in the private sector have had, I just will caution you against when you see, someone got a 30-something% raise. In a lot of those cases, they've not had a raise in several years. And I think, it's real easy for us to think back over the last few years on what inflation has been and what our COLA has provided, even though it's only partial protection from that inflation compared to what others have gotten. So, in some cases it can be apples to apples, but it can also be apples to oranges sometime when you consider the historic structure economically of our agreements, which have always been, baseline general increases, COLAs, and then whatever else we could bargain that would make modifications. And, in the case of this round, in my view anyway, this tentative agreement, improvements to the pay tables.